Hello biology nerd side. Managed to get out for a little bit today to see a lot more of the Green Circle Trail that I wasn't able to explore thoroughly last time. I'm dealing with a pretty messed up ankle today, so we'll see how much I can get in, but come with me and enjoy the wonders of the Green Circle Trail and of the Wisconsin River. So I told you last time, biology nerd side, that I was dealing with a lot of issues in terms of my battery dying, and then partially getting lost, and then just about getting attacked by a German Shepherd, and then finally arriving back home in the dark. Today I tried to plan around that. I have to be back before dark because I have a class in a few hours here, but trying to avoid the German Shepherd, and I bought a portable charger, so my phone shouldn't die today. Wish me luck. Well, biology nerd side, I finally made it out to my destination without getting attacked by a German Shepherd, without dying at the haunted warehouse. I say haunted, by that I mean if I were a ghost story writer, this warehouse would be it. 4 stories tall, 100 years old, all the windows boarded up, creepy as anything. In any case, I made it out to my destination, in this case the floodplains of the Wisconsin River. As you can see, they built this up when they built the infrastructure here so that it wouldn't be floodplain like it naturally would have been. If you look over where I'm pointing the camera, all of this is floodplain. Assumably, before they built up the infrastructure, this would extend hundreds of yards that way. But, as well, just as it does in the Mississippi or Minnesota rivers. It still extends way out over here, but they have this built up for a water treatment plant. They don't want it flooding each year. And I don't know if you can see it with my camera, but way out there is a huge island. It extends from there way down that way. Covered in oak by the looks of it, a lot of bottomland species. Really want to get out to it, but there's no way I'm swimming in the Wisconsin River. So biology nerd side, when I say oak, hopefully you don't assume it's a bottomland species, and you would be right. But there's oak all over this, including this monster behind me. The reasoning for that, best I can tell, is either they were planted, this one's in a row, but more likely it's because how the geography around here works. The floodplain through here moves in channels. It starts out in channels and moves through the floodplain. If it overflows that, it flows only for a short time. The oaks are forming up on the tops of the hills within these floodplains, giving them the best chance at not flooding out for too long. And it means they can remain healthy and get to really good sizes, as you can see behind me. So this gives you another good view of the island out there. Looks like really healthy oak population, but obviously cut at one point. One of the main things I was looking forward to returning to when I came back out here was 2 trees. I look out here and sorry it's sunny, but you might still be able to see it. There was a white pine, you can see it right there, and on the other side a red oak, which you're not going to be able to see very well through the canopy. But both of them tower 30-40 feet above the surrounding canopy, which may just be an optical illusion. It may just mean that the canopy is not very tall, but there's only one way to find out for sure, isn't there? Let's go. So I'm starting to hike out, and I'm finding an ecosystem very different than what we'd be used to at home. There's red oak above me, which is normal, except it's got incredibly large leaves. As you can see, there's pin oak as well. Pine next to me, really good sized cottonwood. But these, I don't know if you can see them, these red things all over the place. Thorn bushes is none other. Almost as bad as the blackberry bushes back home. But I'm getting out there. Talk to you when I get there. So this is the white pine from a long ways off. I'm not even going to walk out to it because thorn bushes are really bad and the rut's about to start. So
but I can tell you from here it's not that old of a tree. It's still got its branches of its youth going, and it's under 90 feet, so I'm not going to walk out to it. Red oak was the same issue. Not exactly worth measuring, but I'm going to go off behind me because there is some tamarack. You can see a little juvenile here, baby tamarack. But yeah, it's quite the pine plantation behind me too. I don't know exactly if I'm on public property still or not. So I'm gonna look at these tamarack quick and then head back to the trail. But you can see they did a pretty serious striped cut in here. They cut every other row. Pretty standard, run of the mill, no pun intended, logging operation. But the tamarack are actually pretty significant. Oh, the sun. So, there's a baby tamarack there. Come out out of the pine plantation to these fabulous, like, healthy tamarack. They aren't huge, but really good examples of, again, of one of my favorite species of tree. I'm now correcting a mistake I just made in telling you those were tamarack. They are technically, but I believe personally that they are European larch instead of our native eastern larch, simply because where they were growing. This whole area is a pine plantation, and since they're growing right in the middle, they aren't grown in rows. These ones weren't, but I believe them to be European simply because this whole area is planted up. Now, this area was truly the heart of the lumber industry of the 1800s. Stevens Point's known as the gateway to the pineries, which means you could ride this Wisconsin River all the way up and cut the virgin stands all the way up to the source. It also means that the greatest pines probably grew right along these riverbanks, which means they were cut first because they were the easiest to get to. You look around me, you see oak, 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 and more oak. Which means the greatest pines were cut right in this spot. Gosh, I wish you could see it. I'm standing now underneath the 500-year-old white pine that soars 170 feet above my head. But I'm a few generations too late for it. Hopefully one day my great-great-great-grandchildren come to this spot and sit underneath the towering white pine. But, too bad. Now here we get a glimpse of the future. Looking around me, you see giant pine stands that have reseeded this far shore. Frankly, these are under 100 years of age, but it kind of gives us some hope. Give this stand a few hundred more years and leave it alone, and that'll be one beautiful island. Well, guys, I managed to find another black squirrel. Even though my buddy died on a road over in Iverson, this guy's still healthy. Well, biology nerd side, I am in absolute paradise land again. The white pines. From what I'm getting, tallest in here is going to be around 120 feet. Which in the end of things, scope of things, isn't all that impressive. But considering these are secondary growth, I am quite happy about everything except one thing. I got economics that starts in a half hour. Sorry, did I say half hour? Hour and a half. Which means I basically have to run back to campus, which on my bum foot ankle is not going to be fun. But in any case, it was a beautiful day out in the woods. Saw a lot of really cool things. Till next time, biology nerd side.